Hey guys, so I gotta tell you, I've been really loving these one brand tutorials that I've been doing. This is so much fun. It's giving me a chance to try products from brands that I love that I have never tried before, and I don't know, it's just giving me a better feel for the brands overall, I think. All hard candy is only at Walmart. Slow down, Deb. And all Walmarts are not created equal when it comes to hard candy, in the sense that some Walmarts have the full line, some Walmarts only have part of the line. I should say most Walmarts only have part of the line. You have to go to select Walmarts to see it all. And unfortunately, I was not able to do that in preparing for this video, so I had to pick from what they had. So there are some categories that I couldn't get because they didn't have that category at my local Walmart. So I will do the best I can with what I've got, but I'll get into that further as we go along. Okay, so I've already applied my Milani lip treatment product because I did not purchase a hard candy lip treatment product. If they have one, they didn't have one at my local Walmart. So we're going to start with face primer. You've seen me use this a million times, so we don't really need to talk too much about this. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Coconut Water Primer Stick, and I would say this product is the inspiration for me even wanting to do a one brand tutorial on hard candy, because I really like this. I don't just like it, I love it. So I twist it up. Doesn't really have a smell to it. And I take this Real Techniques, what is this called? Buffing brush. And I buff some of the product onto the brush. And I do that because if I just apply this directly to my skin, I think I might get too much product. So this is going to give me a more controlled amount. This works well under lots of different foundations that I've tried it under. Really nice product. And I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this. Actually, hard candy in general does not get talked about much on YouTube, and I think it's a pretty good brand, but some of these products I haven't used yet, so we'll see, which categories that are stronger for them and weaker. Okay, so I'm going to use the Hard Candy Glamoflauge Mix-In Pigment Makeup Drops as a foundation, and you absolutely can do that. They suggest that you mix this with some face moisturizer. So let me grab my face moisturizer since I didn't do that before. Okay, and I'm also going to use my palette, makeup mixing palette and spatula that I picked up at Primark the last time I was there. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my Cetaphil moisturizing lotion and just put a tiny little bit, just a really small amount, because I want this to be mostly the makeup pigment. And this is in the shade Light 3, and this is a little bit darker than I would normally go, but I had bought this to be able to darken up other foundations. So I'm going to give this a shake because this definitely separates and then I'm going to put 4, 5, yeah, let's put 5 drops of pigment with this. And then the moisturizing lotion will give it like a base to mix into. I probably could just use the pigment drops, but I would think that that would be kind of difficult to blend if you were just doing it that way. So hopefully this will mix into my moisturizer okay. I still think this is going to be like way more pigmented than a foundation normally would be. And since it's the very end of summer, hopefully I can get away with using this color. Okay, I have not tried this like this before, so hopefully this works out all right. I'm going to use a Sephora Pro Flawless Airbrush number 56 to apply this. I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush. Okay, this doesn't seem to be too dark or too light. Seems to be a pretty good match, which is amazing considering that, you know, I'm mixing products here. These pigment drops have a pretty strong smell to them. So I just wanted to mention that because I know that smells in makeup sometimes puts people off. I don't mind it if it's not a bad smell, but if something smells really bad, then it bothers me too. But this doesn't really smell bad. It just smells, I don't know. I don't know what it smells like. It doesn't smell like anything that I can think of. Okay, now for concealer, I repurchased the Hard Candy Glamoflauge Heavy Duty Concealer. I had this years ago and honestly didn't really like it much, but I don't know if I had the right shade, and I think the one that I had was kind of an odd texture too, so I don't know if it was old or if that's just how the texture is supposed to be. I'm shaking this up because it's a concealer that can have a tendency to separate. All right, I bought it in the shade, where is it? Oh, here we go. I got Ultra Light because it has been my experience that if you're not sure about the shade on a concealer, for me personally, it's better to go lighter because then I get better coverage. Okay, it looks like this applicator has changed since the last time I bought it. Now it's in a squeezy tube with sort of a funnel thing here. I don't think that's what it looked like the last time I had it. So I'm trying to push this up. This is, from what I remember, this is a very, very thick concealer, and it's marketed as being a concealer to cover tattoos. So I'm only going to take a small amount and put it on this Sephora concealer, Pro Concealer brush. And it, wow, yeah. I gotta try to show you this consistency. It's crazy thick, you guys. So I'm just gonna put the smallest amount on my brush and blend this in. Yeah, this is really thick. So thick that it is a bit difficult to blend. You know what? I don't really like the way this is working out, putting it directly on the brush. So for the other side, I'm going to try putting some on my finger and then applying it directly from my finger and then blending it out. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that concealer. It's so hard to blend. I like it to be a little bit creamier than that. That's so dense. All right, let's move on. This is the Hard Candy Look Pro Ultimate Contour and Sculpt Kit in light to medium. This comes with the nicest brush. This is $8, and to me, it is worth it to pay the $8 just to get this fantastic brush. I've been using this brush all weekend. One side looks like this, and this is the other side. So it's got a couple of different sized, dense brushes that can be used for different things, and I love this brush. Now inside this kit, you get 3 creams and 2 powders. So you get this sort of peachy beige cream, yellowy beige cream, and then this is a cream contour, and then you get this powder bronzer type color, and then you get this peachy beige powder. And I played with this over the weekend, and it's kind of warm for me, but because it's the end of summer, I guess maybe it's a blessing in disguise that I ended up using that darker powder, because this is going to go better with this color foundation. But I played with this over the weekend, and it was kind of fun. I had a good time, but I really love this brush. So for $8, I think it's worth it to get the brush. And then these, I don't know, are they my favorite contouring and highlighting products? No, probably not, but I still think it's worth it to get this kit. Now, if you have warm tone skin, you would probably love this and get a lot of use out of it. But if you're cool like me, I don't know. I'm not sure whether I would recommend this or not, but I have been having a good time with it. Okay, so if they have instructions on the back, and what they suggest you do is take this peachy cream product and put it under your eyes. Now I just use that Glamoflauge, so that would be way too much product. And then they suggest that you take this yellowy cream product and bring that down further and blend it with the peachy cream. And then this is your cream contour right here. So I'm going to start with this because I can't use the Glamoflauge concealer and these, especially not on top of powder, so can't use this whole thing today. But if you want to, I can do a separate video just using this kit if you're interested. Alright, so I'm going to start with the cream contour using this brush right here. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on the brush, and then I'm going to blend that in. And yes, it is going on fine, even though I set my face with powder. Some products you can't do that with. This you can. So it's blending in fine. It actually looks pretty darn natural. Okay, and then what I did the last time I used this was I took sort of medium-sized brush. This is actually an e.l.f. highlighting brush, and I took the powder bronzer shade and just lightly dabbed that into the powder, tapped off the excess, and then bronzed the perimeter of my face with the bronzing powder. Just going to take a tiny bit more and just get up in that hairline where it looks a little white. And then this shade right here is kind of a peachy beige powder, so not really a great highlighting shade for me. So we're going to skip out on that. But like I said, if you want me to, I will do a separate video and I'll use every single product in there just so you can see what it looks like on me. Alright, let's move on to blush. This is Hard Candy Glow All the Way Blush Crush Baked Blush in Honeymoon. One thing I've noticed about hard candy blushes is they're all very shimmery. They don't seem to have any matte blushes. So they almost act like a blush and a highlighter, and if you put a highlighter on top of this, it could look kind of strange because you'd basically look like you had two different color highlighters on your face, just in two different places. So I'm going to use this with this e.l.f. mineral powder brush. So this is just a pretty peachy shade. And this seems to go well with this more bronzier look that I have going today. Now I do have a highlight by Hard Candy. It's the Strobing Highlight Contour Stick. But I don't know. One side is really pink. Wouldn't really go with these other colors I have here. And let me show you. So see, that wouldn't really go with today's look. The other side is more of a neutral-y color. Oh, what the heck, let's try it. I don't know how well this is going to go with that shimmery blush I already have on. Okay, I'm just going to blend that with my fingers. All right, those two colors merge together fine. They're both kind of subtle colors, so yeah, that's all right. Okay, and I picked up the Hard Candy eyeshadow primer. Huge tube of this. How much? And then it says "Eyes the limit." Yeah, how much is in here? 13 grams, 0.46 ounces. That's a lot for an eyeshadow primer. So, oh, I can see it's going to be one of those tubes that had the liquid comes to the top. So let me try to shake this up a little bit. Instantly, I started to squeeze the tube and bubbles came out. That reminds me of Too Faced Shadow Insurance. That's what that does. I haven't used that in so long. Yep, that's what it reminds me of. Too Faced Shadow Insurance. So this is, I bet this is going to end up being a dupe for that. Yeah, this feels a lot like that. Alright, now I showed you in a recent video that I had purchased the Hard Candy Look Pro Matte Eyeshadow Pro Palette. And I've been playing with this quite a bit all weekend. And what I have concluded about this is that these eyeshadows are not really that pigmented and they're very dry. I'm going to take, let's see, this is just a pretty neutral beige shade right here, and I'm going to apply that as my brow bone highlight. It's just a very basic beige. I'm going to do a reverse smoky eye. I haven't done one of those in ages. And that's just where you take the darkest color and put it on your lids. And then you put a medium shade in the crease. So this is kind of a plummy brown. It's a pretty shade. Okay. All right, I'm going to grab this e.l.f. blending brush then, and I'm going to take this tan shade right here. I'm going to put that in the crease. I haven't done a reverse smoky eye in ages. This eyeshadow primer darkened these shades up so much. I cannot get over it, because when you just swatch these shadows in this palette, you don't get any pigment at all in your swatches. So the eyeshadow primer has completely transformed them, which is what it's supposed to do, but I don't know, I just wasn't expecting that. Okay, now I'm going to take an e.l.f. C brush and I'm going to blend out these edges. And I'm going to take a Zoeva small pencil brush and I'm going to run a little bit of the brown shade, that plummy brown shade, underneath the lower lash line. I'm only going to do one eye at a time because in order to save time, I'm going to have to do the second eye off camera. So we're going to move on to the eyeliner that I purchased. So this is the Hard Candy Stroke of Gorgeous Creamy Matte Eyeliner, Soft Glide Long Wear Eyeliner in the shade Soy, which is basically black. Now, why would you call a black eyeliner soy? I don't know. Ooh. Okay, and I'm going to put this, let's do the waterline. This is a pretty intense look. I usually do the lower lash line, but let's do the waterline. This is not creamy, folks. It's not that pigmented either. Thumbs down on the eyeliner. Ugh, don't like this at all. Okay, because this is such an intense look, I am going to attempt to do my upper waterline, or otherwise known as tight line. I do not like this eyeliner or recommend it. Ugh. Okay, and for mascara, I bought one of their mascaras. This is called the Ginormous Biggest Fan Mascara, and the applicator is big. I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara on my bottom lashes because there's no way that I could take that applicator from that new mascara and use it on my lower lashes. It's just too big. So I'm just gonna do my lower lashes with my Wet n Wild Skinny Mascara. Okay, now I'm going to curl my lashes. Okay, so this is what the applicator looks like. I see a lot of product clinging to this, so this could be a hot mess. So I'm going to wipe off the excess. But I do usually like wet mascaras, so I might love this. We shall see. Oh wow, this is depositing, yeah, a lot of product. Got to be real careful with this, you guys, because this could get everywhere. It's not clumping. And it's going on really easily, and I'm not going to have to use any more of this. There's plenty on there. Let me look up so you can see it. So that's really coating my lashes. Okay, now in order to save time, let me do the other eye off camera and I will be right back. Alright, so let's move on. I bought the Hard Candy Brow Powder Duo in light medium. And what you get in this is okay, when you open this up, you get a very tiny mirror and you get these itty bitty applicators, which no way could I use anything that tiny. I can barely see them, never mind use them. And you get 2 cream products and 2 powder products. On the cream product side, it's not showing up on camera, but this is actually gorgeous. It's a shimmery light gold. And then you also get a matte cream beige color that's just like a generic type light beige. So I already used one of the eyeshadows from that palette, but man, that light gold is so pretty that I think I'm just going to take my finger. Wow, this is really dry. Really dry. Okay. If you were going to use that as a brow wax, I don't think that would work because of the color on that. I'm thinking that was supposed to be like a cream highlighter for under your brows. That is so dry, you guys. There's no way. It won't come off on my finger at all. So that's a fail. Now the other one right next to it is fine and probably can be used as a brow wax. Wow, that's so strange. Yeah, this one is completely dry. This one is normal. I don't know that I would call this a wax though. It doesn't feel like a wax. It just feels like a cream brow highlighter. I know this is crazy because I already have powder there, but I have to put this over the powder area just to see. Okay, so that doesn't do anything. I mean, it doesn't mess anything up. Yeah, that's not a brow wax. That's more like a brow highlighter. So you don't get like a traditional wax in this kit. I'm going to close this up. Alright, so it's one lid for the whole thing, so you can't close it up individually. Alright, for the powders, for the brow powders, these colors, you guys, I don't know. This brown has a green tinge to it. I hate it when companies do that. This was all sealed up in a big package and stuff when I bought it, so there wasn't any way I could do swatches. I wouldn't swatch something anyway normally at a store or drugstore anyway. You just buy it and hope for the best. Yeah, this brown has got a hint of green to it. Oh, that's going to be tough. And then the other color, the lighter one, looks like that. Now, the lighter one would maybe work for blondes, but my hair is dark right now, so I'm going to have to try to work with that greeny brown. Oh, no. Oh, no. Can you tell this is the first time swatching these? And they don't really swatch that great on my hand. Okay, I'm going to have to go with that greeny brown. Let's go for it. Oh, this is just the brush spoolie that came with my Milani brow pomade that I bought recently. If you watched my Milani one brand tutorial, then you saw that. Let's go for it, you guys. Yeah, my brows are much cooler toned. This is actually blending a little bit better than I thought it was going to. I'm looking at that cream, how creamy it is. What if I use that as a wax? It says it is. It says that it is a brow wax, and then the other one is supposed to be a brow highlighter. So, you know what? I'm going to try mixing some of that wax into this brow powder. Oh, much better, much easier. Maybe that'll take down some of the green too. So I'm just going to go back and forth then between the powder and the wax. Ideally, what I should have done is taken the wax and ran that across my brows first so that I didn't get the products all mixed together and messy, but oh well. So I don't really like this, but you know, maybe if my nah, I don't like it. Okay, I did not get a hard candy lip liner. I don't think they had any. So I'm going to cheat and use my NYX Lip Primer. And I did already have a hard candy lip product, so I'm going to use it. It's the Hard Candy Velvet Mousse Matte Lip Color in the shade Sweet Pea. Now this is kind of a coolish pink, so I don't know how well this will go with the eye look and the other products, but we'll try it. This has a sponge tip applicator. Haven't used this in a long time because I just remembered I don't like it. It's got a weird texture to it. I only bought the one. Usually that's an indication that I don't like something. I don't think I've used this since I bought it. Okay, I'm going to go take my hair down and come back, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I don't like this color of this lip at all with these eyes. but it is what it is. Actually, I don't like the formula of this though, so I wouldn't recommend that. So there were some products here that I didn't like then. And which ones would I repurchase? I would repurchase this mascara. This is nice. Ginormous Biggest Fan Mascara. I can work with this Hard Candy eyeshadow palette, and when you use an eyeshadow primer with it, it's not so weak on the pigmentation, and it's not as dry either. The eyeshadow primer is really impressive considering this is drugstore. I did have fun with this Look Pro Ultimate Contour and Sculpt Kit. Just the brush alone is worth the $8, I think. The Strobing Highlighting Duo Stick, I do like this, and I like how it has a cooler shade on one side and a warmer shade on the other, so that no matter what kind of look you were doing, you could use it for your highlighting. Love the primer. The mix-in drops with my moisturizer as foundation worked great. So, and then I already told you what I thought about the other things as I went along. So that is it, you guys. Sorry that the finished look does not coordinate. This is a really warm eye with a really cool lip, and that does not compute. Oh well. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.